Welcome to Personal Digital Wine Steward by Team P Square.
In the last few weeks, we have discussed how many people find it challenging to buy good wines for themselves. Many of us still rely on traditional methods such as asking suggestions from our friends or self experimentation. But those days are gone. We are now in the era of machine learning. In this project, we wanted to explore how a good quality wine can be predicted based on user preferences, given that a lot of data from various experts from around the world is now available.
We started this project by exploring the problem of wine selection that we just discussed. To further understand the user needs, we interviewed some of the students at MIT. Our next step included data collection, exploration, and preparation, and building the machine learning model. Finally, we developed and deployed a web application and tested it with few users to get the initial feedback. Our initial user research showed that taste, flavor, smell, price, variety, and country were the most important wine purchasing criteria for the user. We started with the dataset from Kaggle, which consists of reviews of various wine varieties from different wineries. These reviews were provided by wine experts from around the world. Next, we explored our data distribution by country, province, and variety, and chose variety as our classification criteria because the data was most uniformly distributed by this field. Our original dataset had 632 varieties of wines. To remove the insignificant data, we filtered out all the varieties that were less than 1% of the total data, which left us with 36 statistically significant varieties. We decided to use the description column of our dataset to train the machine learning model. In order to have a better and accurate model, we went through the stemming process using R. We first changed all the descriptions to lowercase, then removed all the stop words such as a and the, and finally stemmed all the descriptions. Next, we split the dataset into train and test set.
Next, we developed naive-based machine learning model to predict wine varieties using npm packages and node.js. The training data was used to build our machine learning model using npm package classifactor and was saved in JSON format. The trained model in JSON format is used for predicting the wine varieties, and again using npm classifactor is used to predict the values. We also used npm confusion matrix package to measure the accuracy of our model and found 80% accuracy in our top 4 choices. For getting user input about their preferences, we used R to calculate bag of words for each wine variety. Out of these high frequency words, we picked only those words that help describe wine attributes and removed all other words. Using these wine attributes, we came up with the list of questions to ask users for their inputs. Finally, we developed a web application. The user interface part was developed using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, and the server was developed using Node Express. This is our application architecture. It has both client and server component. On the client side, user provides his or her preferences, which are then sent to the server. On our server, the machine learning algorithm predicts the value of wines that our user would like most, and these suggestions are sent to the user back. Both client and server-side code is hosted on our Amazon Web Services.
The risks associated with our project are gathering the user feedback based on our wine suggestion is really necessary for model improvement. Another risk is that you may get addicted to wine once you start using our platform. Some of the opportunities associated with our project are improving the list of the user input preferences. Next would be include a functionality to capture user reviews and feedback, which is necessary for our model improvement. Partner with online wine stores and use this website as an ad platform for wineries. Add recommendations for food pairing. And last would be build a user database and marketing platform, as currently all the data is being stored in the JSON model. But as the data grows, we would definitely need a database. And before we move to the demo, we would like to walk you through our code. Index.html file, which corresponds to the first screen which the user sees when they enter the web application. The user enters their preferences on this page, and the control then passes to server.js on the submit button. The server.js contains a Node Express code which accepts a request and internally uses predict.wine.js file for prediction using the model, machine learning model, which is in base.js file. And finally, server.js sends the suggested wine results to result.html. It's now time for the demo, and we hope you like it.